Hello everyone, it is I, Mark S.W. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to this very special video because in case you haven't noticed, I now have 3,000 subscribers, hence the number 3 balloon. Woohoo! Ah! A big thank you to all those who've subscribed and shown so much love and support. I really do appreciate it. Now when I reached 1,000 and 2,000 subscribers, I did a Q&A video. But this time, I thought I'd do something different. So in this video, I'm going to give you a tour of my new studio and office. You may have seen me posting up pictures and short videos of my office/studio. So I thought I'd give you the full tour and the little info on the build diary. But before I get into the tour, I also have 2 special announcements to make. The first announcement, I'm now on Cameo, so if you'd like a personal video message, either for yourself, for a friend, or for a family member, then you can go to Cameo and make your order and I shall do a video for you. The second announcement, well, for this, we need to go over to the blackboard. Hello. So this announcement regards my YouTube channel. So as you can see on the blackboard, you can still like, subscribe and hit the notification bell on my YouTube channel, but now I've set up a membership section. So all you have to do is look for the join button, and then for a small subscription fee once a month, you can get one of these packages and get some perks and rewards. So if you choose basic package, you'll get loyalty badges, which will appear every time you comment on my stuff. And the longer you stay as a member, the badges change over time. You'll also get access to custom emojis. So these are emojis that I've designed. So I've got a green thumbs up because I like the color green. I've got a space rocket because I'm into sci-fi. The number 21 because that's my lucky number. And I've also done I love autism because, as you guys know, I'm proud to be autistic. And there are more emojis coming up, so if you want to see more, hit the join button. Also, you'll get a shout out in my videos, mainly my main videos like this one, so the names will appear somewhere on this video, or if they don't, then they might appear in the description box down below. And if you are a member and if you comment on my videos, you get priority reply to comments, so I will reply to you if you're a member. I do reply to non-members as well, but of course, not every YouTuber replies to all their comments. Sometimes they can, sometimes they can't. It depends on what they have to say. Now, those are the basic perks, but if you choose the super package, not only will you get the basic perks, but you'll also get sneak peeks of upcoming videos that I'll be uploading in the future, and exclusive behind-the-scene photographs of future and past projects I've done. So it's up to you if you want the basic or the super package, but I do hope you'll enjoy the stuff that I'll be rewarding you with. And that's my second announcement. So now let's go back to the sofa. And we're back again. So if you do want to see some exclusive content, do hit the join button. And those are my 2 big announcements. So now I shall get on with the guided tour and build diary of my office/studio, because in a way that's what this place is. So to start from the beginning, my house has been renovated. It's taken a year of preparation and 2 years of construction work and painting to get it all done. Normally, because I'm autistic, I don't like doing this kind of stuff, you know, all that palaver. I just don't do it. But on a positive note, it meant I could have a proper studio to do my future filming, because when I want to do videos to camera, just like this, I've either had to do it in my bedroom or somewhere else in the house, but now it's nice to have a sort of a proper studio to do it in. So when I was sort of designing the studio, I thought also I wanted my office in it as well. So the idea would be that one half of the room is my studio and the other half is my office where I do all the editing and all my other business work. I was hoping to also have maybe a coffee table here, but there was a limited space, but never mind. But also, if I ever want to invite people onto my channel, it means I've got a proper place to actually do it on. So I've got this sofa they can sit on and we can have a good, nice chat. So what I'll do is I'll show you around, starting with the studio area, as you can see. When I'm on this sofa, this is actually from Dunelm. I got it during a sale. It's actually a bed as well. Let me show you. So the idea is, if my bedroom's like out of commission or something, I can always sleep in my office. So if I just move this out a bit, what you do is just push these sections in and then they lie down. So then I can just put a small mattress on top of this sofa bed and I can sleep here. But for the moment, keep it as a sofa. So moving on to the background of my studio, as you can see, I have a canvas of stars or a nebula. I made that on Photoshop, and then as a Christmas present, my mum and my brother got it printed out. This is also another present from my brother. A while ago, he made this rocket poster, just like the one in Tracy Island that Virgil Tracy would go to when he wants to launch Thunderbird 2. Yeah, so I've been meaning to put this up for a long time, so I finally have. Now, when I started planning the design of my new studio, I actually came up with some ideas and suggestions of what could the background be. So I had various ideas. So originally it would be a space background, either of stars or maybe on the surface of a planet or a moon. Other ideas I had were like those sort of like shaped patterns that you get from the 80s and the 90s, or maybe a sort of fake brick wall. Another solution was going to be maybe a whiteboard, so I could like put like special messages up if it's a very special video. And another one was one of those sort of folding board things. I don't know what they're called, but they look like the walls on a Japanese house. If you know what they are, do comment down below. Another idea was to have like a collection of different posters, you know, to show the things that I'm into. Now, a lot of people said that they like the idea of the space background, whether it's the nebula or on the surface of planet/moon, which was going to be my original idea, but then some people said, but to paint something like that, it would be quite expensive. So in the end, I had to sort of resort to that poster idea. But instead of going for an actual poster, I thought, well, what about the lighting? Because sometimes if they're shiny, like the rocket poster, you may see a big blob of white light, sort of, so you can't really see what it is. But I thought if it was printed on a canvas in a material that won't reflect so much light, then that should work. I mean, maybe one day in the future I might go back to my original plan and paint a space background, but for the time being, I do love my canvas. So moving on to the office section of my room, you can see there, Mark S.W. These letters I got from Hobbycraft. Thought they make a nice display. Now this type of shelf, this is called a Kallax. It comes from IKEA. And I like it because it's a very nice light material. It looks like it's a heavy wood, but it's not actually. And all those boxes, they're from Argos. And what I've done is I've numbered them, so I've designated each one specific equipment and supplies. Moving on, that black box there, it's just storing some electrical boxes that I need to sort out at some point. And here's one of my bookcases. It's a Billy bookcase from IKEA, storing lots of old antiques and valuables and several files and electrical stuff. And this is my office area, the heart of the office you could say, because it's got my computer. And the the blackboard so I can write notes. And this really is a blackboard, because what you can get is a special paint that allows you to sort of convert your wall into a blackboard. So I'll give you a little demonstration. 1, 2, 3. And if it gets too dirty in the future, then I can just repaint it, because I've still got some left. Furniture-wise, well, this chair, this isn't new. I've had this for years, and it's falling apart, and it's very squeaky. Yeah, I need to replace it. But this table, though, this is new. This is from IKEA. I think it's called a Linmon. I have no idea how you pronounce it, but then again, I don't speak Swedish. And these legs, they're called olive. I'm just going to call them olives. It's close enough. But basically, what they are, they're adjustable legs. So you just unscrew them, and then you can adjust the height of this table. And the best thing is the legs can actually be sold separately. So if you have any piece of wood that's in good condition and you want to maybe convert it into a table, you can just buy these legs and screw them on, and Bob's your uncle. So onto this section of the room, we have 2 more Billy bookcases. A small one where I'm just storing some of my office stuff. I've got some audio CDs, some music, soundtracks, and some of the big books like technical manuals, comics, and behind the scenes. And this big Billy bookcase where I'm storing all my models and toys and collectibles. Chosen the sort of glass doors because I want to display them, but of course it reduces the amount of dust, so I don't have to clean each individual one. That's the good thing about the Billy bookcases from IKEA. You can get the big or the small ones, and you can get a variety of different doors. So you can get this one with the glass, or the one I've just shown you, which has glass and wood, or you can have an all wooden one, or you can have like maybe a small door for the small Billy bookcases, but you can put them on the bottom of the big Billy bookcases. So this section has a door, and this section can be like ordinary shelves. So it's a good idea to have these sort of compatible ideas. And there's one more thing to show you around this corner. You have a cupboard under the stairs. This is my storage cupboard. So I've got all kinds of stuff, got bits of Lego, spare chairs, stuff I'm going to be needing for future videos, toy cars, tripods, and spare boxes and bags. So the last thing to show you guys is the flooring. I've got this black carpet, which I've had for a long time, but underneath it looks like slate tiles, but it's not. What it actually is, it's a type of vinyl flooring. When I say vinyl, I don't mean like record discs. No, this is a different type of vinyl. Here's a sample of what it looks like. See, this is really used for bathrooms and kitchens, but you don't have to use it for just those 2 rooms. You can use it for other rooms. Plus, it's easier to clean. So now I've given you guys the tour of my office/studio, I shall now go through the build diary. Now, as I mentioned, the renovation work took about 2 years to do, but for just this room, it took me 5 months to get it where it is now. So to start things off, I had to strip off all the old wallpaper and take off the old carpet covering the floor. Now, the floor was originally a type of rock made of ash, a sort of ash rock. Back in the 80s and the 90s, it was a sort of cheap way to prevent rising damp. This was all dug out, and under it there was clay and sand, and under that all earth. So after the builders had dug it all out, it needed to be filled in with fresh concrete. The old plaster on the walls was removed, including parts covering the wiring, because we had to update all the wires. I also had up-to-date plug sockets, so they now have USB sockets, which lots of people use for recharging their phones and tablets. Now, my studio had a fireplace which was bricked off, and it would be replaced by a small vent. And then the builders added in this sort of a bluey mixture. It's a type of membrane, and not only does it stop rising damp, but it also allows the new plaster to hold in place so it doesn't crack. So in a way, it looks like a Vincent van Gogh painting. Now this needs time to set before the new plaster can be put on. Then about 3 weeks into the build, all the exposed bricks are covered up, and then they move on to the ceiling, because the plaster for the ceiling was old and terrible. It kept falling down. So the weak sections were taken off, and the whole ceiling is boarded up with special boards to prevent any more from collapsing. The next stage of the construction, I got the plasterers in to plaster all the walls and the ceiling. It's a very dusty and dirty job, so little advice: if dust and dirt makes you cough and sneeze, you might want to go on holiday while they're doing all this. Once all the plastering is done, it will take about 2 to 3 weeks for it all to dry and set. By that time, I'm on week 5 of the construction, and the next step is to get a carpenter to put in the skirting boards, a plumber to install the new radiators, and more importantly, an electrician to put in the plug sockets and the wires and make sure everything's all connected properly. Now this is the essential part, because for about 6 weeks I've had no internet connection, and these days, life without the internet, that would be the end of civilization as we know it. Fortunately, I already had some videos scheduled for uploading. It would have been a nightmare if I had to take them down and edit them. By about 2 months in the construction work, all the builders had gone off for their summer holidays, and this allows me to prepare the room for painting. Now, some people wallpaper their rooms, but it can be tricky because you've got to get all the patterns to match. If you're like a few centimeters off, then it sort of ruins the pattern. So I decided to paint my office/studio. So if you've had a room replastered and you plan to paint on the plaster, there are various stages which I've learned, which I shall now pass on to you. First of all, you have to mist the room. So what you do is you take some emulsion paint, mix it up with some water, and you go over all the new plaster, so on the ceilings and on the walls. So you use about 4 litres of emulsion and 2 litres of water. That's for a very big room like this. If it's a small room, you'd probably use 2 litres of emulsion and 1 litre of water. Now, when you've misted all the new plaster, you'll have to wait for about a week or 2 before you can start painting, because the idea of the misting, it's to add a sort of a protective coat over the new plaster. It prevents the plaster from getting damp and soggy when you add the paint on. So when the room was ready for painting, I painted the ceiling and the walls with just the emulsion paint this time, and it was going to be the undercoat. Now, when you're adding an undercoat, sometimes you have to do it twice in some rooms, but I was lucky with my office, and I only needed to add 1 layer of undercoat/emulsion paint. So once the emulsion paint was added and it dried, I could then add on a top layer of paint. So when it came to painting, I decided to paint most of the walls white, because this room doesn't get much natural light. And another reason, I didn't want to add any bright colours, because there's always the risk that with the lighting and the colours, it could have an effect on my face or something. So if I painted the whole room green, then the lighting could make my face turn green. So I thought, no, I don't want that. So maybe go for a neutral colour. So go for white, but of course, paint the background bit on my studio. So, of course, as I wanted a space background, I painted this black. Now, a friend of mine did recommend using special spray cannons to do all the painting, because it's quicker. The only trouble is you have to do a lot of cleaning when you finish using it. So I decided just to paint it by hand, whether it's a brush or a roller. And, of course, I hand-painted the fireplace where the blackboard would go. And then once that was dry, I could add on the special paint that allowed the wall to become a blackboard. An interesting thing is, I learnt from a decorating series. I can't remember if it was Escape the Country or Location, but They actually give advice about a colour system. The idea is you have 3 colours in a room. 60% is your primary colour, so in my room's case it will probably be the white, because the white walls, the white furniture. 30% would be the secondary colour, which is black, so for the studio background, the blackboard, and maybe the flooring as well. And the final 10% is pretty much any colour you like, so I guess the 10% would be the blue on this sofa. I do confess I had to add a second top layer coat on the walls and the ceilings, on the bits that are white. This bit was boring and difficult because it's hard to tell whether you've been over them or not. So once I finished painting all the walls and ceilings, the last bit of painting that was required was for the skirting boards, the doors, and the window frame. Some of them had to have a sort of gloss painting, and some of them had a matte painting. This my mum did, because gloss painting can be very messy. So luckily she's not very messy, so she did that for me, so thank you, Mum. And then the final part of this room, the putting the flooring down, the vinyl mat. This was the difficult part, because instead of ordering one mat, I decided to order 2 vinyl mats, because trying to work with one would be difficult because of the way this room is shaped with all the corners. So I decided to get 2 mats to make it a bit easier. But mind you, it was still difficult, because usually with some vinyl mats you can just slide them under the skirting board. But of course we put the skirting boards on first before we put the mats down. So we had to sort of cut and trim the mats. It wasn't easy. But I managed something in the end, so I admit the flooring was not 100% perfect, but it's better than nothing. So after we did all the decorating, with the money that my mum and I saved, we bought some new furniture, either from Dunelm or IKEA, and now I've got my office/studio the way it is now. So now I have a fully functional office and studio. The next step though, I now need a workshop, somewhere to do all my construction work for like props and models for future videos. I have a room next door that's going to be my workshop. At the moment that room is a bit of a mess because I need to get like a proper table, proper cupboards. I need to sort out all these storage boxes, find new homes for them. And I want to order a sort of metal shelf system so they're not always on the floor all the time. Of course these things take time and money, but hopefully I'll have something functional by the summer holiday. But for now I'm just going to enjoy my office and studio. I confess all this construction work has given me some new skills, probably skills I won't need for several years, but I don't know, I have learned something from this. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this studio tour and build diary. If you have, do give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you know when I next upload a video. And don't forget to join my membership if you want access to special rewards. And like I said, if you want a special video dedicated to you or for a friend or a family member, you can always order one on Cameo. Also guys, thanks again for all your love and support and helping me reach 3,000 subscribers. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully I'll get 4,000 subscribers as soon as possible. In the meantime, I'm looking forward to filming new videos in my new studio. So thanks again guys, and I'll see you next time. Over and out.